Today on Forbes, why Spotify CEO Daniel Ek is stepping down after nearly 2 decades. Daniel Ek is stepping down as CEO of Spotify, the streaming company he co-founded in 2006, and moving to executive chairman. In his place, Spotify's current presidents Alex Norström and Gustav Söderström will be elevated to co-CEOs. The transition will take place on January 1st, 2026. The 42-year-old Ek says, quote, "I've spent 20 years, nearly my entire adult life, as Spotify's CEO. I'm ready to go from a player to a coach." Spotify has been quietly working on the transition for years. In 2023, Ek promoted Norström and Söderström to the roles of co-presidents to expand their power and provide them with more leadership experience. Norström and Söderström each worked at several startups before joining Spotify more than a decade ago. Norström has historically handled business, marketing, and content. Söderström, a trained engineer, has focused on the technology and product side of the streamer. Ek, meanwhile, will assume the new role of executive chairman and says he'll work on long-term strategy and key investments. Ek is leaving Spotify's CEO role on a high note. Over the last year, Spotify shares have surged 100%, compared to the S&P 500's 16% gain. Its market cap tops $150 billion, with the stock hovering around its all-time peak. As shares climb, so does Ek's personal fortune. Forbes estimates that Ek, a college dropout from the rough Stockholm neighborhood of Ragved, now has a net worth of $10.3 billion. Today, Spotify offers around 100 million songs to nearly 700 million active users, 276 million of whom are paying subscribers. In 2024, Spotify's revenue topped $18.36 billion. Spotify's growth has helped revive a flatlining music industry, which was once plagued by illegal piracy. In 2011, the same year Spotify debuted in US markets, the music recording industry's revenue was around $15 billion, 40% less than the $24 billion in sales it logged 10 years earlier. Fast forward to 2025, thanks to streamers like Spotify, annual recording sales are near $30 billion, with streaming accounting for $20 billion of the total. Spotify pays 70% of its revenue to musicians and rights holders. In 2024, it paid out $10 billion. The soon-to-be CEOs, Norström and Söderström, aim to further grow Spotify's user and revenue numbers, with a special focus on expanding into the emerging tech markets across Africa and Asia. Norström says, quote, "We have now hit 3% of the world's population subscribing to Spotify. It's not so unimaginable to think that we could have 10%, 15% of the world's population subscribing to Spotify." Meanwhile, tech chief Gustav Söderström is betting AI will create significant change and opportunity in how people consume music. He says, quote, "It's similar to the shift to smartphones. User interactions will change and means there are new distribution opportunities, maybe even new form factors." Ek's move to exit the CEO role comes as he is increasingly looking beyond the music industry. In 2021, Ek, with Shakil Khan, an early Spotify investor and longtime confidant, launched a $1 billion investment holding company called Prima Materia to invest in high-risk, high-reward technology out of Europe. Ek says, quote, "It's a company that builds companies. We are trying to do things traditional VCs aren't set up to do, industries where investors can't go or where the timeline doesn't make sense." One of the first long-term bets was Neko, a health screening startup Ek launched via Prima Materia in 2018. The Neko team spent 7 years creating hardware that could quickly test for skin cancer and heart disease before bringing the product to market. In January 2025, Neko raised a $260 million Series B round from venture capitalists including Lightspeed, General Catalyst, Lakestar, and Atomico. With a $1.8 billion post-money valuation, the deal made Neko Ek's second unicorn startup. Ek is also investing in defense technology. Today, he serves as chairman of German startup Helsing, which began as a software company using artificial intelligence to analyze military and battlefield data. It has since evolved into a hardware company developing AI-powered military drones and submarines. Think the European Anduril. In July 2025, ex Prima Materia led a €600 million investment round in the startup. The investment has caused a small minority of artists to threaten to pull their music from Spotify. Few have. For full coverage, check out Stephen Bertoni's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.